open it up.
We muted that. Hi, everyone. Don't worry about that. Okay. Thanks for joining me today, and please put your comments in the chat so that my sister Gretchen can monitor that and let me know who's in. And I'm just so glad that you joined me on my very first live tutorial. So we'll see how it goes. If you see any problems or if there's any glitches or you can't hear or whatever, please put a comment in the chat for us so that we can try to take care of that. Anyway, we're going to get right into it. I've got in the description, it tells you all the different paint colors and the brushes, but I'm going to go ahead and go over that real quick. So we're going to be painting this really cute little wildflower meadow painting today. And let's go ahead and focus in here. I'm going to be using a styrofoam plate for my palette, and we're going to be using a 5x7 canvas panel today. So I like smaller canvases just because I like to do small projects and they don't take so much time. But anyway, so 5x7 canvas. We're going to be using 4 different brushes today. I've got a large flat brush. This one measures about 3/4 inch. Your brush size kind of depends on the size of your canvas. So this is a 3/4 inch, and then I have flat, and I have another flat. This is about maybe a 1/4 inch. And then I've got a small Filbert brush. A Filbert has an oval edge to it. And then we have just a tiny detail or liner brush, okay? So those are the brushes we're gonna use, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing we're gonna do is paint our sky. And I want you to think of this canvas as divided into thirds, okay? So basically on the final product, we're going to have most of the sky take up the top third. But for now, we're going to go ahead and paint it down to about halfway. So what we need to do first is grab some paint, and I'm getting some white on my palette right now. I'm going to get about, if it'll come out, about 1/4 size of white. And I'm going to get some red. I'm using DecoArt Americana. This is true red, but really you can use any kind of red paint. So that's for my sky. I'm going to go ahead and put down the blue for my mountains. So let's go ahead, and this is Ultramarine blue.
That's a really fancy palette you have there.
I know. I know it just kind of looks like styrofoam plate, but
Don't let that fool us.
it's a palette. So I've got, this is going to mix for pink, and then I'm going to mix that for blue, or blue mountains, and then I'm going to go ahead and put down this Hauser dark green. Another good Americana color is evergreen. That would be a good choice for this. But you can even darken the colors if you want to with burnt umber. That's how I'm going to be darkening this green. So I'm going to go ahead and put my burnt umber down. Just a little bit, okay? So that's my palette for now, and I can always get more paint as I need it. So the first thing I'm going to do is mix together some pink. And I want a light pink color, and I want a darker pink color. So I'm going to get my paintbrush wet. Hopefully you have a paper towel or a rag that you can wipe off your paintbrushes with. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this white. I'm going to make a new little puddle. I'm going to create my pinks right here. So I've got some light pink going on here, and you can change up the colors however you like, even if you prefer to have a blue sky. If you did do a blue sky, I would suggest you just make sure that your blue mountains are a different shade than your sky, or it will just blend in too well. I'm making my darker pink over here. And you'll see me go back and forth, and I'll just add white, I'll just add red, however I want to. And you can do the same. Okay, so I'm going to take this darker pink, and I'm going to start up here at the top. And you can see I'm just squishing it down onto my canvas and moving my brush horizontally back and forth. I'm going to grab some more paint, a little more red, a little more white. And just kind of work this in. When you push down too hard, it has a tendency to lift the paint up. So just be careful with that. All right, we're going to keep going with these horizontal streaks. I'm keeping my darker color towards the top of the canvas. And then as I move down, I'm going to pick up the lighter pink. And it's okay if this doesn't look perfect right now. Don't worry about it. You can always go back and add to your sky later as we go. So I'm coming down towards the middle of my canvas now, again with this lighter pink. And the reason why I'm going this far down is because when I make my mountains, I'm going to be dipping them down, and I want to make sure there's this light pink color down here where the mountains are. So I'm just added some more light color, some white to that. Anybody painting along? Is Bethany there painting along?
We have 5 viewers.
Ooh. I hope somebody says something. By the way, this is my sister Gretchen. She doesn't want to be on camera, but everybody say hi to Gretchen. I really appreciate her helping me out today. And I'm going to deepen this even more red up here at the top. So, you play with it however you like. See how nice and easy this. I'm just going to wipe this brush off a little bit. Easy it is to paint a smaller canvas. And you can see, I like immediate satisfaction in my projects. So the smaller the canvas, the sooner I can have it done. All right, if you feel like your brush is kind of dragging, that means it's getting wet and the paint's starting to dry. So you do want to kind of work quickly when you're painting large areas like this, okay? So hopefully you're good with that. You use a kind of a light touch to blend those colors together. And like I said, later on we can you can come back to your sky and add more color to it as you like. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to work on, are the mountains. So I'm wiping off my brush, this large brush, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that in my water. And I'm going to take my smaller flat brush, okay? So this is my 1/4 inch flat brush. Now I'm going to get it wet and I'm going to kind of dampen that off. And now I'm going to make a new puddle of light blue. So I'm going to grab my white first. Hopefully everybody can see that. I think I'll put my light blue right here. So I grabbed some white, I'm going to grab some blue, and now I'm just going to mix that in.
Can I say something?
Yes, please
I
do.
just figured out how to actually see the live chat. I had the
Oh.
wrong drop-down menu thing changed. So
Okay.
I now see everybody. Hello. Bethany's on here. Jenny's on here.
Oh.
Kristen is on
Yay.
here. And let me see, is there anybody else?
Hi, everybody.
Yep. And Bethany said something funny. Let me find it.
Oh, man.
Bethany said, first thing I did was drop my blue paint lid on my canvas.
Now, if you have a baby wipe handy, you might be able to wipe that off, but I'm sure I'm too late with that. Just paint over it. It's fine. Okay, I've got some light blue, and I'm going to be changing this color up a lot, okay? So I just took some white, made a little puddle. See how I've left some of my white over there on the side? I do that a lot just to help me with my blending. Okay, so I've got a light blue color. And remember I talked about the thirds, okay? So, and the size of your mountains can change off and on as you paint. But anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want my sun to be coming down. And I like to try to keep it over here on the side towards the left. So I'm going to bring my mountain down. I'm going to start up about 2 inches up maybe. And my first mountain's coming down like this. Now, I made it a little straight. I'd rather have it rounded. So I'm just kind of, right now, I'm just kind of drawing my shape in there. I'm going to grab some more of that light blue. And then I'm going to come over here and, you know, just to make it interesting, I don't want maybe this one to be the same height. Maybe I'll change up the height a little bit of my mountains. Maybe bring this one up a little higher. So it's up to you how you want to paint your mountains. And now I'm just coming on down into the bottom, this bottom area. It's okay if you come down past where you left off on the pink. Grab some more of this light blue. And I'm just going to bring it down like that. I got to make up some more. So grabbing some of that white. All right.
We've got 8 viewers now.
Yay!
Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Welcome to my very first attempt. This is basically a trial run. If this one doesn't work out very well.
Oh, and we want to let everybody know if the internet connection bombs out, just
Yes.
count to 15 and we'll get back in, and then you can get back in.
Yeah. Don't give up totally on us. We're trying our best over here. We both are technology
Intermediate.
yeah.
But we've never done this before.
No, we've never done this before. See how I'm just adding a little more darker blue, and I'm keeping it down low. My lightest blue I want at the very top of the mountains, and we will, you know, like I said, we're going to change up the colors on this, but I'm grabbing some more of that blue just to kind of darken this up a bit and throw a little more on there. A lot of this mountain's going to be covered over with, let me grab this one. See how our tree line is going to come up into those mountains too. So, okay. So don't be too concerned about this. This is not abstract. I would say this is more impressionism because nothing actually looks real in this photograph or in this painting. So, but you still know that these are mountains. That's the sky. right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. If you want to further define the mountains, like the mountain that is closer to us in this mountain range here will appear a little darker if you want to add a little more realism to it than the other one, but that's up to you. I tend to just keep painting and painting and painting. All right, so that being said, I'm going to stop here. All right, so I'm wiping that brush off. All right. And we're going to continue using this same brush. So go ahead and clean it out. And now we're going to make the tree line, okay? Now the green color is a little less opaque. It's kind of transparent. So we'll be doing a lot of layers with green, all right? So the very first thing, I'm just gonna start out with, I guess what I would refer to as a shadowy green color. So I'm gonna, again, I have my small flat brush, and I'm gonna grab some of this Hauser dark green, just a little bit, and put it right here. I have it right here beside my burnt umber. So I'm gonna grab some of that burnt umber, and I'm just gonna mix that into the green. I try to keep my puddles small, because I know a lot of times it's easy to really spread these out. And I want it a little darker, so I'm going to grab a little more of that brown.
Bethany is wondering if you could pick up your painting from time to time.
Okay,
and
yes.
shift it in the light, because there's a bit of a glare.
Oh.
And so it's hard for them to see the gradient of the colors.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so just go ahead and shift it up a little bit. So, yeah, tilt it back and forth just slowly so they can see. There you go.
Yeah,
Is that better?
We don't want glare.
The paint is kind of shiny, so
Yes.
it's picking up. Good tip. I'm going to write that on my list.
Yeah. Yes. Take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, my surface, my painting surface, I have parchment paper down. And just, I put a nice clean sheet of parchment paper down for you guys today. You should see the one that I've been working on. It's got a lot of paint all over it. But anyway, okay. So hopefully that helped, Bethany.
She
I
said
hope
yes.
that helped.
It
Okay,
was
very
perfect.
good. Okay, so now I've got this darker green color. I'm going to darken it up even a little bit. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do with this brush is I'm going to determine where my tree line, where the top of my tree line is. And if you can see the original one, I kind of go on up into the mountain range quite a bit. So, and this will be also built, we're going to build on this. And right now, since I'm going over top of the blue, you might, have a little bit of, see how it's kind of fading into the blue, and that's okay. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm kind of just dabbing, and I'm using different angles of this brush. It's not going to be perfect, and I'm just kind of dabbing it. I don't want my tree line to be perfectly even all the way across the canvas. So I want some gaps here and there. Don't worry if it looks like this and it's just kind of transparent, I guess, because we will be adding colors. So some of my trees are bigger, some of them are smaller. And I'm kind of, see how I'm tilting and using the angle of my brush to kind of help me with my tree line. Okay. I'm just going to take my brush and kind of smooth that area in. Okay. Grab a little more of this. As we build on this tree line, it will start darkening up. So don't worry, like I said, don't worry if right now it just looks very faded out, because it is. It is faded out, and it's okay, because we'll keep building.
It's not your camera.
Right, okay? So I'm gonna take this. Hopefully that's
That helps on the
something.
TV. Yeah.
We'll have to Google or ask.
The best position for the lights.
Yeah, maybe not flat,
Right
you
on
know,
it.
flat painting. Okay, so while that's working, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just using what's left on my paintbrush here, just to, I don't want to waste it. I'm just kind of pulling that down. It's okay, we're going to be changing up colors here. So now I'm going to go straight in, I just wiped off that paintbrush on my palette. Now I'm just going in straight into the Hauser dark green, and I'm just gonna use the same paintbrush, the smaller one. You could change it if you want to, and use your larger flat brush. That's okay. And I want to make a lighter green color. I'm going to go in here, grab some of this white, and I've got that green on my brush already, that Hauser dark green. And I'm going to grab a little more of that. So I'm making a light green color to use. And the field of flowers is going to appear lighter back here at the edge. So I'm going to call that the horizon of the field. Okay, so I'm just using this lighter green to wipe across this portion of the field. Grab a little more of that. It doesn't have to be a straight line, it can be bumpy, not a biggie. See, as you start building onto the paint, especially the green, but as you start building layers, it becomes opaque and you can see the colors much better. So I'm going to lift this up again and see if that helps you see it anymore. Okay. And so I've got this light green, and now it's on my paintbrush. I didn't wipe it off. I'm going to go straight into my Hauser dark green, load that up on both sides, and start painting here. Just going to bring slowly, I'm going to change color so that the green slowly transitions to a darker color down here. Now my paintbrush feels dry. I'm going to dip it right into that water real quick and dab it off back into my Hauser. And see how I've got a darker shade going on here now. So we want it darker as we come down towards the bottom of the canvas. Straight into that Hauser. Whoa! About dropped my paintbrush, Bethany. That would not be a first. Just right now I'm going horizontal. This is all going to be covered up eventually. Okay, grabbing some more water, dabbing that off. Yes?
Bethany asked Kristen if she was painting. I thought she asked me, but never mind. And then Kristen said, no, I wasn't prepared, Bethany, and I have to go grocery shopping. It's a crying face.
Well, I hope that...
Great. Kristen said it's not as fun to paint if I can't complain at Aunt Sally out loud while I do it.
That's true.
Very true.
That's true. Hopefully, I've got some people from Florida watching, and I've got my friend Barbara Jean over in Tennessee. Hopefully she's watching. All right. Okay, I just have this covered. It's not perfect, it's fine. Look at my little tree line. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that again. Okay, so I'm gonna go back with that dark. I didn't clean my brush, going back into the dark, and now I'm just kind of going like this, dabbing, doing some vertical. When you look at trees, they tend to look dark darker than your foreground.
Tilt your hand a little bit so they can actually see the position of the brush bristles. You know what I mean?
Right now, I've got them going vertical.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I kind of change it around a little bit. So it's vertical because a tree is vertical. But then I just kind of dab it around. But see how that's nicely filling in and getting darker now. Okay, again, just kind of dabbing, changing the position of my brush as I go. And we're going to be adding some light green to this too, but we're going to concentrate at the top of the trees with the lighter color. Okay, hopefully the sound is good. I need to mix up a little more of this dark, so I needed the Hauser green. And I think it's about equal parts really is what I ended up making. Equal parts of the burnt umber and the Hauser green. So back into this. Woo! That looks nice and dark. I like it.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah. Let the brush do fuzzy things at the top of your trees. All right. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
And then maybe it's time to tilt the painting again for
All
those
right.
at home. Yeah, Kristen is right. Maybe if you actually had it on an easel or something
Yeah.
that it was permanently tilted.
Yeah, we'll
would
do
help
that. We'll do
next
that
time.
next time. Thank you for that. Did you write that down?
Yeah, I got it.
Easel next time. All right, so that's my dark. I'm going to wipe that brush off. I'm not putting it in the water. I just want to wipe it off. And I want to grab this light green again with the same brush. Put a little more green in there. So, write a comment. Where are you watching from? Anybody?
Like minds think alike, Jen. You just type the same thing in the chat.
Oh, cool. Okay, there's my light green. Now, watch. I'm just going to do like maybe the corner of this brush just to kind of dab along in here. You probably can't really see that. And I'm just kind of
That's better.
putting little dabs in here, kind of towards the top of the trees. Going down into it a little bit. You know, just have fun, just play with this. This is not an exact science because we're not really going for realism. This is just to resemble. This is just to resemble trees. I'm going to throw a few of these light colors in here. Just dab, dab, dab. And I might dab a little bit down here. See how I'm just kind of dabbing my brush back and forth, angling at different angles. And something like that. Okay. All right. Now, here's a fun part. I don't need that part yet. I'm still going to work on this foreground. So I'm going to grab some of that Hauser green. I did not clean my brush. In the same brush, now I'm going to simulate grasses and weeds, okay? So I'm just going to use, I can't even see that. So I'm going to use my dark.
What if you don't want weeds in your painting?
Haha. If you don't want weeds in your painting,
keep
then
with
you
the
can
grass.
leave this part out. I'm using the dark, okay? I'm using my darker color. And I'm keeping my brush vertical, kind of, but I'm dabbing along, just kind of giving this some texture. I don't want to completely cover up the background green that I have down there. I'm just kind of adding to it. And again, this stuff will be covered up with wildflowers as you paint. but this is going to give it just an added dimension, some extra fun stuff to look at in the field. Okay, let me pick this up again. All right, so you can see, and just kind of be loose with this part. Have fun with it. I heard that humming is really good for your brain, which explains why our grandma had such a good brain.
She did hum a lot, didn't she?
She was a hummer. So I need to try to hum more. Maybe not while we're doing a live.
Maybe, yeah, right.
Okay, just adding some extra dimension in here, some interest, a little bit of interest. I'm letting it kind of go up into this area up here. Should be very faded up here towards the top of this the meadow horizon. All right. Okay. All right. We're ready for wildflowers. Okay, so I'm cleaning that brush off and putting it in my water. And now we're going to mix up some colors for our flowers. And I need to add this lemon yellow to my palette. It's just a light yellow color. So if you don't have lemon yellow, you can use any kind of light yellow. I'm using DecoArt today because I decided to have kits available for this. And also I was thinking that DecoArt's a pretty common brand and you
Easy
can
to
buy it
find.
at Michael's. So I thought if anybody really wanted to have the exact same colors, then it would be something easy that you should be able to find. So that's why I chose DecoArt for this.
We want to wish Kristen a lot of luck at Walmart and Aldi as she departs for her weekly grocery
all
shopping.
right.
Take
Yes.
a stop at Stoked Coffee on your way, and that'll make it much more enjoyable.
Cool. And let's see, tomorrow is May 17th, isn't it? That's Bethany's
That's
birthday.
Bethany's birthday.
Happy
Bethany,
birthday,
happy
early
29th
Bethany.
birthday,
Yes,
Bethany.
yes. All right, so I want to have pink wildflowers and peach colored or coral colored wildflowers. I want blue. I want yellow. So we're going to mix up some colors here before we get started. So we're going to use our tiny detail brush. I got it wet. I wiped it off. I'm going to mix up a coral color right now. So I'm going to take some of this yellow. I'm going to put it right here on this dry red spot. And I really like this color, so I will use this a lot. Now I'm going to grab some of this red on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and start working it into that yellow. And see how it's kind of oranging. It's oranging up. That's a technical term.
I really never heard orange being used as a verb, but
Yes. You never know what I'll come up with next.
right.
All right, so I've got my coral, orangey coral color, and I'll go ahead and start there with my flowers. Now, I have two different techniques for the wildflowers. You can use the brush tip, but you can also flip it around and use the end of your brush. When you use the end, just be careful that you're making sure that you're changing the angle of it. Otherwise, you'll just have perfect circles everywhere. All right, so I'm going to start with my brush tip. Remember that the flowers are going to appear larger towards the bottom of the canvas and go smaller as you get back towards the horizon. So because my hand is not very steady, I don't know why.
What?
It would be that way. I'm going to hold really close to the brush end, and I'm going to just kind of lay my hand and rest it on my canvas, and I'm going to try to get smaller dots here and there and just kind of play around with this. You can see how you're changing the angle, you're changing the size and shape of your little flowers. You can clump them together. I would also, kind of spread them out, put them throughout your canvas. So I'm just starting with coral, and right now the color's not very vibrant, and you'll be able to add to it, as you go. You can change it up and add a little more, maybe add a little white to it, however you want your flowers to look. If you want to deepen this color, I'm going to add a little more red to it. So add a little red to it, and now I've changed the color slightly. Ooh, I like that color. So I'm letting my circles be a little bit larger down here at the bottom. My flowers, I called them circles, but they're not really circles, they're flowers. They're flowers, okay? So you play around with that however you want. I'm going to put some towards the back, but for that I'm going to use the back of my brush because I can do smaller dots with that. So I'm just wiping the brush out. I probably should wash it.
You mean the tip, the end of
Yes.
the wooden brush?
Uh-huh. Hey, you don't always have to use a brush.
I guess not.
You can use all kinds of things. Okay, so now I'm going to take the end, okay? And there's probably not near enough paint right here to even put some on the end. But let me grab some of that yellow, grab some of this red. I hope you can see that. Making my pile a little deeper so that it'll get on the brush. Now, let me show you if I go straight down, okay, it's going to make a circle. Boom. See the circle? Okay. Let me show you.
Yeah, hold that up.
Yeah. So there's the circle. Okay. So some of them, you can keep as circles, but if you angle the end of that, it's going to change the appearance of that flower. Okay. You can even roll it a little bit. Okay. So watch this. I'm going to put some down, and now I'm just going to lightly dot some throughout the background. And I want these to be smaller, but I still want to have some flowers back there. Okay? So you play with it. Experiment. Sometimes it's good, and I do often have a little piece of paper beside me so that I can experiment a little bit with what my brush is doing. But see how I'm throwing real tiny dots by using the very side of my brush. And I want those a little bit back in the back.
It's so pretty.
Okay. Add a little more of this.
Is it time for another
It
tilting?
Oh, okay. So I've already got like just different shades of that just by switching up and adding a little more red, a little more yellow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop with that color. Now I'm going to mix up a light or a pink color and clean the end of my brush off because otherwise I'm going to get paint all over my hands, which, that's kind of normal anyway. All right. So I'm going to make some pink. I need some white and some red and make a pink color. And you know what? You don't even have to wait for me. If you want to put some blue flowers down, this is the technique, okay? You mix up your color how you want it. If you want light blue, you're going to do some white with blue in it. You can do pure blue. If you want purple flowers, you're going to mix red and blue, okay? So here's my light, here's my pink, and put some pink flowers in. How's everybody doing? Any other hellos? How many people are on right now? Did I lose everybody?
Not everybody. It's been up to as many as 10 or 11.
Oh, nice.
And we're down to 7 now.
Okay.
8 actually now.
Hey,
Just changed.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
This is great for my very first time.
Yeah, maybe at the very end before we stop streaming, because maybe people are painting and they're not chatting on the chat.
Yeah.
We can just hold it a second to see if anybody wants to say
Yes,
bye.
absolutely.
At the very end.
Okay, I'm using the back of my brush again, and I'm going to go in with this pink and add some of these little pink colors back in here. I kind of like to keep, I don't always keep clumps because I do kind of spread them out. But when I think of wildflowers, I do imagine that they drop their seeds and a lot of them
like a
just
patch
kind
of
of, yeah, that's exactly right.
Patch.
I'm so glad you came up with that.
Well, that's why you pay
That's
me the
why
big bucks.
I'm paying you big. I do owe you big time for this. Thank you. Okay. Put some more in there. Another thing I thought about when I was looking at my original painting, I was thinking, some of those larger dots up front, I could, attempt to put a little center in there. So I might do that this time. Add a little center to the ones that are closer up. And I might not. Okay, I had another fun idea that I didn't put on that one. Okay, I did put white dots everywhere. But what about the dandelions that blow in the wind? Okay, so end of my brush, going straight into white. Okay, see how I'm kind of dabbing off a bunch right there. Okay, so let me experiment with this. If I don't like it, I'll change it. Yeah. Okay, here is a dandelion, but watch. Take my finger.
Oh, it's sort of diluting it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Up front.
Okay. Look at there. A couple little dandelions. Okay. Put another one right there. Take it off. Take it off. Another one there.
So Sally's just experimenting. If you don't want to keep going with your regular flower dots, keep going. Bethany wants a close-up of this to see
Okay.
when you're ready.
All right. All right. So
come a little higher and give her a close-up. That's better, yeah.
okay, so put my dot down. Well, it's not a very big dot.
That's good, Sally.
Oh, she's good with it.
Well, no, I'm just telling you it looks good on the...
Okay. And then I'm just using my finger to dab that off so it's, more transparent, like one of those fuzzy dandelions are.
She's happy with that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for suggesting that. Okay. So now I can just put a bunch of dots. When I make these paintings, I'm thinking, okay, baby's breath. Let's go with some maybe over here. Put some over here and put a few over here. So I'm gonna fuzz that one up a little bit. I need to add some more colors back up in here. So basically the paint is running out off of my the tip, which is good. That's what I want, because I want these to be faded and tiny back here in the background. So I'm just kind of working through getting that paint off of there. The more faded, the better I am back here in the back of the meadow. Okay. How's our time?
Let me look. It is 10:42.
Oh, okay. We're
15
doing
minutes.
good. We're doing good. Okay, enough with that. Now I'm going to get some of this light blue, put some blue on there, and then I'll call it a day with the flowers. So, just grabbing some blue. Let's find some places for blue flowers. I like it, but I can't see it very well, so let's grab a little more of that. Oh yeah. What are those blue flowers called anyway? You know what I'm talking
I
about?
don't know. Bethany just said, this is so much harder than I thought.
What?
I'm sure you're doing beautifully, Bethany.
Oh yeah, everything Bethany does is beautiful.
Oh, Barbara Jean is here.
Barbara Jean!
This is Barbara Jean using a grandkids account.
Yay!
Take over the grandkids
You
account.
did it.
Excellent.
You did it. Do you have any grandkids there too? Guiding you as you navigate on YouTube? All right. Put some more blue. Make it a little darker. Okay, now I'm going to use up the edge and bring some of these blue flowers back here. Now the thing about these, this live stream is live now, but it's recording, so it'll go on my YouTube channel as a recording. So anybody that's here that was not prepared and, didn't go grab some paints or something, you can always play this back anytime and pause and paint along. So that's the beauty about this kind of stuff too.
Oops. Bethany says hers looks great if she crosses her eyes. You do what you gotta do, Bethany.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I'm going to stop with my flowers there, but you can always go back. After we're done with this, you can keep playing with your painting and go back and do more. Okay, so we're going to do the sun next. And we need to clean off the end of that brush, this end. And I'm going to go straight into my white. I'm dabbing off some excess here onto my palette. And figure out where you want your sun to go. And I think I don't want it right down there where that dip is. Maybe I'll put it off a little bit. So I'm just going to find where I want my sun, and there's my sun.
Oh, that's
okay?
it?
Yep.
Cute.
That's it. Okay. Now that I got my sun down, I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And I'm going to take this same detail brush, and I do I like the way my mountains are looking, but if you wanted to work on that a little more and maybe mix up a little more light blue, or if you feel like you need a little lighter blue color at the top of your mountain, that's kind of what I'm going to do just to show you. And I've got more white here, way more white than blue on my brush, and very light color. Okay, I'm gonna, yes.
Bethany wants to know, her mountains are too defined. Any advice?
You're gonna, as you add this lighter blue color to it, actually, I think I have the wrong brush for this, so let me put this down. I'm gonna grab, I never used my Filbert
Could she
brush.
go back over some of the tree line with those colors and just kind of
I thought her mountain
smush
is
it up?
too
Yeah, that's what she said.
defined.
Mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, mountains is the blue
Yeah, the
part.
mountain. Okay, so I'm using that small flat brush, okay? And I'm going to go into this light blue. And I'm gonna make sure that a lot of it is scrubbed off. It's like barely any paint on here, okay? So see how I'm kind of scrubbing it off there? And I'm gonna turn my canvas a little bit, okay? Let me turn it this way. So I'm gonna take this, and I might hate it, I might like it, I might hate it, and I'm just gonna go and just kind of lightly brush that towards the top of my mountain. You can bring it down as far as you want. You don't want it to be a solid defined line here. So see how I'm lightly, kind of gently bringing it down into the mountain. I don't know if that will help, Bethany, but without seeing it, yeah, it makes it a little more difficult to advise, but that's what I'm imagining that you're talking about. So now I'm going to do basically the same thing to this one. Lighten it up a little bit here. I'm just going to use the edge of my brush.
She said she will report back.
All right. And then just kind of paint that on there. I need a little more on there. Oops, sorry. I sometimes forget that people need to see what I'm doing. All right. And I'm going to make my paintbrush damp, and I'm going to come back in here and make a little more of the dark color, the darker blue. But I don't want a lot of this on my paintbrush, so I'm smushing it off over here. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of graze over this and see how this is kind of a dry brush technique. The brush is mostly just dry, and I'm just kind of paint over it. Okay, so the main thing is keep it light at the top and darker towards the bottom. All right, now what I want to do is I want to add some haze around that sun.
Could you hold your thing up so people can
Yes.
see what you did to the mountains? And Mallory says it looks so good.
Mallory, welcome. I'm glad you joined us. Is that good? A good view?
Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
All right. So now I'm going to use my my tiny detail brush. I'm going to go ahead and wet it down, kind of clean it off and wet it down. I'm going to make a wash, and a wash basically is paint that has more water in it than paint, basically. So I grabbed a little bit of white on the tip of this brush. I'm just going to bring it over here, and I'm just going to work it into this brush. But do you see how wet it is? I don't know if you can tell. And I'm going to add even a little more water to this. So it's really wet, very inky, okay? Now I'm squishing it out of my brush because I really don't want a lot of this on here. On this painting, we don't want to drip a bunch of white everywhere, okay? So this is called a wash, very thin coating of watery paint, okay? And I'm even going to dab it off on my paper towel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to experiment here a little bit and see how I like it. I'm just going to go right here with my sun, and I'm just going to kind of play around with my brush. I'm going in circles like that. I don't know if you can see.
Oh.
Kind of with this wash, I went ahead and I went over top of the sun, and I don't want to leave it as a circle, so now I'm just going to go back and forth with it. Okay, kind of like that. If I want more, grab some more of that wash, Dab it off a little bit. And I'm going to kind of go into, whoop, have like barely any on there. Kind of go down in here. I'm just kind of going across into this sky.
Is that the pink color?
This is white.
Oh, that's what's
This
still
is
white.
Pure white as a wash. And I'm going down over top of my mountains. And you can make this as high as you want, but that's kind of it.
Can you hold that way
Yes.
up and then kind of, I'll tell you when to tilt. Hold on there. There's a delay on what I see.
Okay.
Okay, now I need you to tilt it towards me a little bit. Now towards you.
Okay.
The delay, yeah.
Yeah, the delay can drive a person nuts, I
Yeah.
would think.
Okay.
So I've got a little blob on my sun. That's okay because I'm going to just put a little paint on there and not worry about it. So I'm grabbing a little white paint. Just kind of touch that up a little bit.
Not the wash, but
No, this
No.
is paint.
okay.
So I had a little blob on there. I might have to fix that later, just with some more paint. Let me try now. Try again. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now, this is kind of like final details type. We've got a little bit of time. We did the sun. We have a little bit of glow hanging out over top of our mountain there. I think I want to add a little bit more to this tree line, maybe do a little more here in this background. This is where you decide how you want to tweak your canvas, your painting. And I realized I never did use my Filbert brush, which is really crazy because I used the Filbert for the trees a lot. So I'm going to go ahead, switch to my Filbert brush. I'm going to get it wet. The Filbert is the one with the oval shaped top. I'm just going to go straight into this Hauser dark green, and see what happens when I use my Filbert brush on my tree line here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm just using the tip of my Filbert brush and kind of dabbing along the top of the tree.
That's a good angle.
Can you see it? Okay. Grab a little more. This is just that pure Hauser dark green color coming up into, coming up above where I have those.
That haze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just play around with it. I love the Filbert. I don't know how I missed that using my Filbert brush, but I love the Filbert brush, especially for trees.
It's doing a great addition. That looks beautiful.
Thank you. Can everybody see that? Is it a
It looks good on
angle?
the TV, yeah.
Good. Okay. A little bit more. Maybe some over here. Okay.
It's 10:56.
Okay. Well,
You did it.
why don't we, while I'm playing around with this, maybe this is a good Q&A time? Anybody have any questions for me?
And also, when you're finished with your painting, we'd like you to take a picture of it and share it on the Paint for Joy Facebook page, please.
Yes. Paint with Joy
Paint with Joy, sorry.
62. It's okay. It's on Facebook. It's Paint with Joy 62. It's a private group, so everybody in the world will not see the things that you post. Only the people that have joined the group, and it's not a very large group. What I'm doing is I'm grabbing some of the lighter green now, and I don't want to overdo it with the lighter green, but I'm going to basically do the same effect that I did before with the Filbert brush, and just kind of change up some of this color a little bit, bring some down so that I'm further defining some trees. Maybe there's a few lower trees in the foreground here. Maybe they're bushes or shrubs. I don't know. They could be anything you want them to do.
Dabro7602 says she has to go. Nice job.
Oh, thank you for visiting. I really appreciate you visiting. Okay. So anybody else? Anybody have any thoughts or suggestions or comments? Anything you want to add to the chat? Because I think it's about time for us to be done.
And we already have plans to fix the glare, kind of get a good, better angle next
For
time.
the
But
next one,
any
yeah.
other technical things you can suggest that would make this better experience for
Yes, and as this is going to be recorded and it'll be on my YouTube channel, you can post comments indefinitely.
you. Mm-hmm.
It just won't be, it just won't be in the live feed, I think. So, all right, I'm just having fun down here. And anything else, Gretch, you think we ought to?
Bethany said we will receive her report. So
Oh,
that's great.
good.
Type that up for us, will you
Good,
please?
good.
Type it up, make 3 copies.
Good. I hope, Bethany, I hope that you enjoyed painting along, and I hope that I didn't go too fast for you. So, all right. How are we doing on our time?
So we're doing fine. It is 10:59.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else has sent in a chat with any last minute questions.
Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe and click the like button on the video. And I would really appreciate that. I'm kind of transitioning from doing live paint parties, in-person paint parties, to more of an online paint party presence. So that's what this is all about. It's just kind of switching up what I'm doing with my life, and I hope that you enjoyed this. And thank you again, Gretchen, and thank you everybody for joining me. So until the next time, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye. Keep smiling so that it stops streaming. There we go.